the championship fight. So John Jones had never, or Daniel Cormier had never actually defeated John Jones.
Oh, okay, I get it now. Yeah.
The fight happened last night. I don't know. I'm sure our listeners lean one way or the other on this fight. Either you're a John Jones fan or you're a Cormier fan.
Are you going to pick a corner?
I was in favor of Daniel Cormier. Are you a UFC fan, Marlon?
Not like I used to be.
All right, well. Who out of the two, are you familiar with the two fighters?
Not at all, actually, but I mean, either one.
So they must not be that popular. Marlon doesn't know who you are.
They're very popular, but yeah.
I'm looking forward to the Mayweather and the.
That's going to be a big one. McGregor and Mayweather. That's UFC and boxing kind of mashing. They're meshing the worlds together.
I heard it was canceled though.
You did?
Well, I don't know unless it was fake news.
No, I'm sure there's a lot of probably fake news.
Okay. Well.
But yeah, John Jones defeated Daniel Cormier last night via knockout in round number 3.
What?
Yeah, very disappointing fight for myself, just because I was hoping, and I wasn't surprised, but John Jones took the victory in that one.
Okay.
So, like I said, it was a big fight, big card. So yeah. All right, Marlon, what you got for us, man?
Okay, 256 years old man breaks the silence before his death and reveals shocking secrets to the world.
Hold on a second. Did you say 256-year-old?
256
How do you even live to be
old.
that old?
Yeah.
He's a Chinese man. What is the longest a person has ever lived for? Meet Li Ching Yun, a man who lived an astonishing 256 years. And no, this is not a myth or a fictional tale. According to a 1930 New York Times article, Wu Changqi, a professor of the Chengdu University, discovered imperial Chinese government records from 1827 congratulating Yuan on his 150th birthday.
Wow.
And further documents later congratulating him on his 200th birthday in 1877.
God, that's crazy.
In 1928, a New York Times correspondent wrote that many of the old men in Lee's neighborhood asserted that their grandfathers knew him when they were boys, and he at that time was a grown man.
Jeez, man. Wow. Would you even want to live that long? 256 years?
I don't even know, man. I mean, that guy, his body must have been, at a whole nother level of what's the word, like decrepancy or something.
It's
man.
just beyond resistant to decrepancy.
Is that the picture? Is that the picture of him?
Yeah, it's.
Oh, Jesus,
spooky.
man.
256 years old. That is insane.
Yeah, have you ever had like a shirt that was just like so wrinkly because you wore it so many times and like
it's got the fountain of youth in his backyard,
dude.
or something.
And like you never washed that shirt, and that's what his face looks like. It's like full of wrinkles.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's terrible.
It's got wrinkles on wrinkles.
Did it say anything about like did he have any like advice, or did he say anything before he passed away? Or did he catch any final last words or anything?
Reportedly, he began his herbalist career at the age of 10, where he gathered herbs in mountain ranges and learned of their potency for longevity. For almost 40 years, he survived on a diet of herbs such as lingzi, goji berry, wild ginseng, gotu kola, and rice wine.
Oh, so it's talking about so basically he was a herbalist guy. So basically it looked like it's saying like.
So the stuff he ate that we're talking about, and it's just.
So I need to get on what he's been doing, because it sounds like he's doing the right remedies.
Well, apparently from what we're reading over here, it looks like the guy was like an herbalist.
Yeah.
And he was saying stay away from, because he's Chinese, right? So I got to stay away from a McDonald's.
Do not eat fast foods and processed foods.
Only eat belly and rice.
Belly and white rice only.
3 times a day, right?
Yeah, right.
3 times a day.
Dang, 256 years though.
3 times only, not 4.
Control your portion, you fat.
Yeah.
Oh, I was about to do it all, man. Oh, jeez, I'm about to get myself in trouble.
Excited over here. Hey, man, why don't you go ahead and take us to our next one, man? Because you're going to get us in trouble.
I know, dude. I'm about cursed on air. Jesus Christ. All right, well, real quick, though, I just that blows my mind. 256 years old.
That's crazy.
Dude, could you imagine, how many people you would see die in that lifetime? I mean, wouldn't that, depress you? I mean, would you ever want to live that long?
That's the big topic that I hear come up when people talk about if you were presented with, the fountain of youth,
right?
Or the ability to live forever, would you drink from it? The big argument is, well, I mean, to live indefinitely, sure, that seems like a pleasant thing, but at the same time, you're watching people, that you love, people that you grow to love, your friends, they're all passing on, and there you are. I don't think I would want to. I mean, I think that's part of the beauty of life is you live it, and then, you move on.
Okay.
What's the average age of a human lifespan? Like, what,
If I had to guess, I would say anywhere from like maybe 60 to 70.
I know it's a little bit less for males than females.
Yeah, and I feel like the more modern that we get, the less that number is, because obviously we're eating more and more processed foods. Our
Right.
diets are differently. I imagine it was much higher. I mean, you're religious, right? So in the Bible, they were living to hundreds of years.
Right.
Like this
so
guy.
that's just diminished
But,
significantly
Yeah,
throughout
now
time. So.
now we're not even making it in the triple digits.
Well, it's crazy because apparently this dude was not like all aside from just saying like eat your white rice or and eat a belly
And drink your tea, your green tea only.
yeah, drink green tea only.
I wish I could do that.
Yeah, dude, he was saying that like stay. Obviously, this goes without saying, but he was still saying that you want to stay away from tobacco and obviously processed foods and all that. That's crazy. He even knew what processed foods was, and apparently on his deathbed he was saying, he famously said, "I have done all that I have to do in this world," and he was trying to preach about being an herbalist before he died. So that's how he spent the last years of his life. I guess he was preaching to stay away from fast food, eat herbal, stuff, and he died.
I think the good thing about that is, 250 plus years. I mean, the guy's theory, the guy's practice has obviously worked. Like he's not like he's BSing.
Yeah, that's crazy, dude.
So much wisdom in that time span. It's just
Hopefully he wrote books and wrote notes and stuff so we can
Dude,
kind of
this
research it.
This is crazy what he says. It says, last note I want to put on this, though. It says, Lee said to be a much-loved figure in his community. He married 23 times and fathered over 200 children.
That is beyond belief.
Crazy, bro. Could you imagine sleeping with that many women?
I mean, his legacy definitely is living on.
That bro lived, dude. Give me that fountain of youth, bro. I wanna go get it in that many times.
Look at you, man. He's like, forget about living forever. I just want to get laid that many times.
Yeah, right, dude. As long as they keep on coming, I'll stay living.
Marriages? Oh my, 23 marriages. Wow.
That's a lot of griping mouths, I guess. But anyways, mine would be this one's interesting here. It says family dog spots and saves girls 8 and 16 that were struck by lightning in a Utah park. Craziness. It says Beaver, Utah. 2 girls are recovering from a lightning strike after their dog brought help to the mountainside scene in Utah. Authorities say the girls, ages 8 and 16, were crossing a meadow to explore during a family camping trip when the lightning hit Friday morning. The Beaver County Sheriff's Office says that the dog ran back to the campsite and alerted family members. They followed the dog back to the unconscious girls. The Desert News reports that a Utah Department of Public helicopter that happened to be in the area for a biological study flew the girls to a hospital. The 8-year-old suffered critical injuries, and the 16-year-old suffered serious injuries. They were flown to hospitals in Salt Lake City, about 200 miles away from north of Beaver. Authorities did not name the dog's breed, but apparently this dog went back to the campsite and was like making a bit of a circus. And finally the parents figured out, oh wait, our daughters aren't here, and they followed the dog back. So the dog saved their lives, dude. It's crazy.
Dogs are smart, man.
Yeah, dude, you ain't lying.
That dog deserves. I'm sure he's going to get like indefinite
treats
from like Petco or somebody.
Yeah, right.
Especially at making national headlines.
Oh, you ain't lying. Well, what you got for us over there?
All right, so this story comes to us from Rolling Stone. I don't know if you're familiar. You guys are familiar, but this whole thing has been going on between Lady Gaga, or not Lady Gaga, but Kesha and Dr. Luke. They've been in and out of the courtrooms. A whole big thing going on with them. So now Lady Gaga has been subpoenaed over Dr. Luke's defamation lawsuit against Kesha. So I mentioned, they've been in and out of the courtrooms, Kesha and Dr. Luke. And this is in connection with Kesha's claims saying, this is crazy because it says it's, let me find the exact quote here. Sexual, let me see here. In connection with Dr. Luke's defamation claims against Kesha, various third parties are being deposed on both sides. Apparently, Kesha is just claiming sexual assault against Dr. Luke.
Like the Luke assaulted her?
That sexually assaulted her.
Oh, damn.
So now, because of that, let me look here. Lady Gaga has been subpoenaed into the courtrooms. A representative for Gaga has told Rolling Stone that her legal team will represent the court. She has provided all of the relevant information in her possession, and is at most an artillery witness. Artillery, I don't know what this word is. She's basically at most a witness for this. And
so she's going to be the tipping point, whether Luke...
a possible tipping point in all this.
Right.
Okay.
But yeah, she's, like I said, Lady Gaga has provided everything that she knows. Now, Gaga has also stood up for, or kind of been on the side of Kesha, vocally during this whole thing.
So we already know who's going to win this case, then.
You can tell the outcome
But,
already.
I mean, I'm surprised it's still going on because I thought that they ruled in favor of Dr. Luke, months ago.
Yeah,
But
I did too.
Apparently, they're still, going at it, and Lady Gaga is being called to the courtroom over Dr. Luke and Kesha's courtroom sexual assault.
Wow.
Yeah,
I got to see Dr. Luke a long time ago at one of those panels where it's a question and answer, a Q&A thing, and he seemed like a cool dude, man. I mean, he lived in converted garages just like I did. I was like, wow, but. Who'd have known?
that dude's probably. I mean, he's so successful. He's worked with everyone in the industry. And I mean, I don't know. I feel like her reputation has been ruined just because she's trying to vocalize all this.
Right.
Like, yeah, she's in a tough place.
Well, I mean,
right
you got the people who are siding with him, saying that one, it's a publicity stunt, so she gets more fame, and two, she wants out of her record contract because she wants to go to a different record label because she wanted to be a rock artist and they turned her into a pop artist.
Yeah.
And she really wanted to be a rocker.
But when you claim something like that against something like like him and like a person like him, that's a bold statement, and nobody's gonna want to work with her.
That's true. I mean, they're probably gonna Yeah, I get that, but he really may have done it.
He may have.
It's sad. It's one of those things too. It's always going to be sad because even if you get accused of something and then you still come out in the end like, okay, he's innocent, there's always going to be that stigma that's always going to follow you.
Right.
Yeah,
Which is crazy,
Yeah,
especially
dude.
among celebrities. It just kind of follows you. It's
Absolutely.
horrible.
Hey man, you better get the preparation while you can, man, before you go be a big star. All right, so I got mine's over Kate Beckinsale.
I do like her, man. She's European. She's British, right? Or,
Yeah, man. She teen crumpets. Yeah, I love it. All right, so it says overzealous fan followed her cross country. ... Threatened to stab her. Cops say that's craziness. Here we go. Kate Beckinsale has been dealing with a man who allegedly followed her cross country over the past year and even threatened to stab her once prior to being busted at a Tampa Bay Comic-Con. Law enforcement sources tell TMZ the 45-year-old Terry Lee Rep was arrested Saturday morning at the Tampa Convention Center after cops were told to be on the lookout for him due to his history with Kate. We're told one officer recognized Rep before Kate appeared at her 11 a.m. Q&A panel, and he was arrested on the spot. He was booked at the Hillsborough County Jail for stalking. That is in Tampa. According to the police report obtained by TMZ, Rep has been following and harassing Kate for at least a year. He allegedly made physical contact with her at an event in Salt Lake City in 2016, touching her back and then threatening to stab her. He also ran into her again at another event in Houston that same year, where he was detained by the cops and booted as well. Cops say Rep appears to have an irrational obsession with the victim and has traveled across the country in an effort to harass her even more so. We're told Rep did not make contact with Kate this time, but she did have to come to the police station to file a police report. Oh, man. Apparently, she did go to her panel and did her Q&A that same day. So,
wow.
Kate Beckinsale. It's tough to be a celebrity, man.
Yeah, dude, you ain't lying.
Who has the time to follow someone across the country and stalk and do that weird stuff and just?
How do you have the money to do that?
It's crazy, man. And I wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of any of that kind of attention.
He got close though. He touched her back.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I could just picture him at like a movie screening or something, and she's standing there with her back, and he just kind of, swipes down on her back, just some kind of freakishly fetish way. Yeah.
Okay, so real quick story. This kind of reminds me of the time when I met the female Terminator. I had a record industry buddy of mine in Hollywood who was like, "Hey, Mick, what are you up to?" And I was up there hanging out. And he's like, "Why don't you come hang out for tonight? I'll introduce you to somebody." And we ended up meeting the actress who played the female Terminator. Cool girl. But it was funny because there got to a moment where it was like a little bit awkward. And when we went to go hug each other after the chat and all that, we were all hanging out. And it was kind of like one of those awkward hugs.
Between you and her?
Yeah. You know what I mean? Because, I don't know, it was just really weird. The energy was... And the beginning was really good. And then towards the end, it got really weird. Probably had something to do with it. She has a fiance there, and I'm this bachelor guy, and
Now, this is the blonde off of Terminator 2, right?
2 or 3, I can't remember whichever one it was, but
I think
yeah,
it was
dude.
Terminator 2. That was a good movie. But
Yeah,
she was pretty
bad.
hot.
She's probably freaked out by you, by your, by you.
It was cool, man. Everything was all good until the hug part, and then